Welcome back, everyone, to our podcast, Courageous Leadership with Virginia Prodan. We have our podcast every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 o'clock Central Time, but you can listen to our podcast anytime on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcast, ADP Podcast Network, and of course, you can watch it on YouTube channel. We are grateful for your participation and your interest to be trained to live a life of significance and success. We are grateful for all of you who read my book and started to call me and started to be interested in creating a podcast. This is how the podcast started. So for those of you who don't know, this is my memoir, Saving My Assassin. You can find it on virginiaprodanbooks.com/product/book. And you can continue to send us your questions, your concerns, and we will respond to you. Well, from there, from training you and answering you those questions, our podcast developed into inviting other guests, strong and courageous leaders who always are ready to share with us how they manage to live a life of success and significance. And today we have a very special guest who is returning to our podcast, Barry Morgenstein. And he is an amazing, absolutely amazing person. And I hope by the end of his presentation, you will take notes about what he's going to share, and you will have a picture with him because he is doing an amazing job. And Barry, I would love to say some words from your bio. It's so impressive, but you can tell better people how you started and where you are today.
Oh, well, thanks for having me again. Great to see you. Good to be here. How I started, it was right after early 20s. I didn't realize I wanted to be a photographer. I was heavily into music. I was a musician, not a good one, not a very good one, but I played guitar. And I realized I wasn't going to have a future as a guitar player. So I started picking up my camera and started photographing my friends who were musicians. And I realized I had an eye for it because I had a little love for music. And I realized was going to be my calling and what I was going to do. And I started got a job for a big music photographer in New York, and started shooting for his agency. And I went off on my own. And then from there, I started getting into portraits and headshots, and just I fell into it kind of. So, and it's been a great career. I've been lucky, meeting a lot of great people.
I love the fact that you started in an area with your work in an area that later on you realize that it was not your skill. And
Right.
From there, you look at what was your skill. So based on that, what would you say to someone who is at work, who doesn't like what he or she is doing, but maybe knows the talents, but is afraid to follow those talents?
I would say don't be afraid. Just you have to go for it. You have to, you want to be happy with what you do. You just never know. I was discouraged in the beginning. People said, well, there's a lot of competition, a lot of photographers. You shouldn't do it. Have a steadier job. And I ignored them, and I ended up doing what I love. So if they think they have a talent, they should certainly pursue it. I realize you have to have a steady job and earn a living, but if you can do a little on the side and try to build it up on the side as you're working another job, then that's maybe an idea too. But definitely don't give up on it. And just if it's something you love and something you think that's your passion, then you have to try it. Otherwise, you'll regret it if you don't try it.
That is so true. It's what I call live a life of significance and success. Significance is because you live your talent. You live your talent and you enjoy, but you also reach others with your talent, and they will enjoy your talent, and you enrich their lives too.
Hopefully that's true. I believe so.
Yeah. So tell us about how you started your business.
Well, I started, as I mentioned, I did start as an assistant to a big photographer, and he was a rock and roll photographer. He started an agency, and he started sending me out to shoot concerts in New York, and portraits of musicians. And I started building up a portfolio and meeting people in the record business. And again, after maybe 2 years, I was ready to go on my own. And I started shooting in the studio, and I realized I wanted to do more portraits of actors or whoever. And then I was recommended to contact soap operas, which were big in New York at the time. So I contacted the magazines that did soap operas, and I started shooting a lot of their actors, and they started asking for me and recommending me to do their magazine photos. So that's where I realized I kind of found my specialty was portraits and headshots. So I, again, fell into it.
Yeah. Can you tell us a time when you wondered if you will succeed in this profession? Like you said, many people maybe told you it's a big competition and so forth.
Oh, always wondered if in the beginning, takes time to build up a career and a reputation, and you struggle financially, and you think, did I make the right decision? Should I have just gone to school and gotten a regular job? But you just you always have doubts too until you really kind of hit that success. But you have to just work hard and just keep at it.
Your attitude and your work ethic will take you so far away.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
the essence.
Yeah.
But
You have
discourage.
full confidence to know that you're good at what you do too. And again, in the beginning I was rejected. People might look at my photos and say, well, we're not going to hire you or this or that, or they weren't interested. And it could be frustrating, and people can give up. But I didn't give up. I just made me stronger, I guess, just to keep going.
Yeah, discouragement, it's part of life.
Yeah.
Depends
All
how
careers.
yes, how you take that discouragement.
Right.
Is that discouragement gonna push you to do even better, to realize that it's something that maybe you need to change, or you need to use it more, or you need to use it less, and so forth. It's your attitude and everything. What are you the most proud of in your career?
Most proud of, I would say probably maybe my work with veterans and law enforcement, and being supportive of them, and doing work with those guys is just, I think that's what I'm most proud of. I've I volunteered for some things for charities for helping out veterans and law enforcement, or just working with them in general. Those are, I've just became a big supporter of both. And that's my proudest moment, is meeting those guys that are always, you know most important to me. I love all my clients, but the veterans and who serve our country, those are my favorites. And it's always an honor to meet them. Always humbled to be with them, and when they admire my work, it's and show appreciation for what I do. That's just a great feeling.
Yeah, it's you
So that
show
makes me proud.
you show appreciation for their lives, and they show appreciation for your work. It's a
Yeah,
good
yes,
combination.
it is. It's a great feeling. So yeah, that's what I'm most proud of, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you many people say that Barry is known for creating timeless photography. Can you develop on that?
To say what they said, what? I'm sorry.
Barry is known for creating timeless photography.
Oh, well, yeah, I hope so. I like my photos to be kind of classic look. I don't want to do. I've had people say to me recently, "Well, we're doing more things with color backgrounds or bright backgrounds," and I always say, "Well, that's not me. That's not my style. I stick to very standard gray background, and to me, it's a classic portrait. Like the photographers that I grew up with and admiring, that's how they shot. It's focusing on the subject, nothing too distracting in the background. So yeah, I just want my photos to have a classic, timeless look. So that's a perfect comment. That's what I like to hear.
Reputation, it's very important to you. Can you develop on that?
The reputation.
Yes.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, it is important. I mean, it's not only the quality of your work; it's about the integrity of your business model or your personality. It's You have to be honest. I I think people are comfortable with me because they know I'm just a regular guy and I'm real and I'm not a phony, and I'm just hopefully a nice guy, and just I think it's important to be honorable in what you do. It's just besides the work, it's a lot of integrity too that goes in being a business person.
Yeah, you have not only helping, the veterans and the police, and you are related with different foundations and voluntary work, but you have a long, long, long list of actors, models, executive people at Fox News, and I'm not aware if any other television program.
Newsmax, I've been doing a lot of work with Newsmax too, so I've been doing
Newsmax,
all their
right?
Newsmax
So
news channel. So
you have what part in your business? It's everything that I enumerated, or what part this number of people, actors, models, people on TV, play in your business.
that's a combination. It's I can't say one is more. I do such a variety, which is another reason I'm lucky, is because I get to hang out. I can shoot actors one day. I could shoot a Navy SEAL the next day. I could shoot a TV news anchor. I could shoot a doctor, an attorney, real estate person, financial person. It's always different. These days, everybody needs photos for their social media or their websites, so that brings them to me, luckily. And it's really, I wouldn't say there's more of any. I don't know, maybe I'm known a little more for my news people too, and some politicians too. So, but yeah, it's just a great variety. So it always keeps it interesting. I love being around all the musicians too. So, and I love actors. So, being around actors, I grew up loving old movies. So, and I grew up loving music, as I mentioned earlier. So, being around musicians or actors is always fun.
I have been watching you for several years, and you have been a few years back to our podcast, and I noticed very important in your business and in your life, it's flexibility.
Right. Yeah.
You see a different area that you didn't work before, but you able to see the need and you respond to the need.
Right. Yeah.
Can you develop on that?
Well, like I said, it's just these days everybody needs headshots, and I just love working with people. It doesn't matter what they do. It's I enjoy being with the musicians, actors. But yeah, just
You have some events that I believe, I don't know if you started a year ago or more than that in DC. I don't know if you are doing in any other states,
yeah.
but
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but
Yeah. Well,
those,
I do take it on the road, basically.
yeah, those are specific for people with different background. Even you are doing now photography for kids, for
Oh,
individuals, for families.
right, families too. That's another thing. Yeah, like you say, when I go to Virginia, I go to Virginia 3 times a year. I just built up a reputation in the Virginia D.C. area, so I go down 3 times a year, and we book a weekend. We book a studio. I have my hair and makeup team and my assistants down there, and we have a great time. And I'm actually going to be back April 22nd, 23rd in Alexandria, Virginia, shooting a weekend of headshots. But yeah, but down there it's a great location for me because it has the whole variety. There's politicians, there's news people, there's a lot of actors in the DC area too, a lot of business people. So it's a great location for me.
Well, I hope people in DC will take notes to at the time that you will be there, and will book
Hopefully, yeah,
you
yeah,
for
yeah. We
pictures.
usually sell out too. We do very well. When I first started, it was once a year. Then we moved it up to twice a year, and now we're at 3 times a year. So usually spring, fall, um, winter, spring, fall, summer. Yeah. So
Your work also is consistently appearing in major public print publication. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
the print publications, I've appeared, since my career, I've appeared in so many. I guess it was, started off in the music magazines like Rolling Stone or Musician, then started the soap opera magazines. I have thousands of photos in the old soap opera magazines. Appeared in major newspapers. Yeah, I couldn't even begin to remember what it's been. A lot of magazines I've appeared in, luckily. So yeah, that's always a thrill to see my photos still in publication. So
Yeah, family, it's important to you. And to me, it looks like the way I know you, and I know you before you got married, and I know you now being married and in relationship with your stepkids
oh
and
yeah,
all those things.
yeah.
And
Thanks for noticing.
yes, if you feel comfortable to share that, that would be fine. You
Oh, of course.
also you also had a big influence in your life through your father. So if you
Oh,
want to talk about this, about your new family and about your father, we would love to know more.
oh, sure. Yeah. Well, start with my family, as you said. I got married in April, coming on my first year anniversary, and a lot of people know Shelley.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I know I'm sure you've seen Shelley's photo. Beautiful,
Mhm.
beautiful
Yeah.
girl, and just an amazing. As I say, we're soulmates, so we're perfect for each other. And she's the most amazing companion, and just supportive of me, loves my job, and tries to help me in my career, which is very important. And I've become very close with her two kids. She has a daughter, Sienna, who's 20, just turned 22, I believe, or 23. Son is Liam, who's 13, and I'm very close with them. Love them like my own kids. And we get to see them. They're still in Arizona, but we visit them. They visit us for holiday, summertime. So we see them a lot. And they're just, yeah, great. I'm lucky. I'm blessed to have this family. It just, yeah, I wish I'd met her years ago, but I'm lucky.
And
And
you
yeah, and my dad now is who I lost maybe 2 years ago. I think 2 years ago. So, but he was a big influence, and I always say he was my biggest supporter. He was just a big fan of me, and used to brag about my work, and then I am of him too, because I don't know if you remember, he wrote his own a book
yes.
called "The Crazy Life of a Kid from Brooklyn." So it says, and people, and I used to promote him. I still do, because I give. If I sell his books now, I do give it to military charities, the uh, the money towards the book. Um, but yeah, he used to love that I would promote his book, and everybody loved it. It's great, fun stories of him growing up, his advice in business and his adventures, and he had a great sense of humor. So yeah, I do miss him, but we were very close.
As a successful businessman, can you share and encourage people about the importance of family and balance between work and family?
Oh well, I mean, so if you if you do have your own business and you have a good, happy, supportive family, that's everything. I mean, and I just yeah, I do. I guess before, you know, maybe I met my wife. It's just like, I always wanted to work, but there are times, okay, I want to be home with my wife. So maybe as I get older too, is like, I just want to have family. You don't want to miss out on family time. But like I said, it's so important when you're supportive of each other. We support each other, and she loves my work, and whatever I have to do. If I am busy and not at home a lot, she's supportive and understands, and she's proud of my work. She loves seeing me post my photos too. And now is my biggest fan. So yeah, I'm lucky.
You supported her also because she was sick. She wanted to run the marathon, and you
Yeah.
supported
Oh, you know that story. Yeah, when we first met, it was online. We had a long distance. We hadn't met yet. She was in Arizona, and she was training for a Marine Corps marathon, which is kind of what appealed to me when I saw that she was doing that. And we had mutual friends, and she's also supportive of veterans. Anyway, she got into a terrible car accident, and right 2 weeks before we were supposed to meet, she was going to fly out, and she got into a terrible car accident. So obviously we were delayed. She did recover slowly, but she couldn't do the marathon. And 3 years later, to this day, she can't still. She did complete it actually last year. I should say she didn't run it. She walked and ran it a little, and it was very emotional for both of us that she actually completed it almost 3 years after her accident. Um, but yeah, so the first time I met her, she was in a wheelchair. She came to visit me maybe a month later. Came rolling out in the airport and looked as beautiful as ever in her wheelchair. So and she's a very strong lady and recovered, and she was determined to get that Marine Corps marathon under her belt, and she did.
Yeah, she did. And it's a wonderful example for both of you as a family, how you support each other because she you can see that in the way she promotes you and the way posts
Right.
different things and everything. And I hope one day I'm going to meet her. So that would be.
I hope so. That'd be great. She'd love you.
Where can you share with our audience and your audience and our viewers where they can find you? Now they know
Yes.
that you're going to be in April, but do you have the other dates that you will be in DC?
Well, I'm going to be there this week and if anybody's going to CPAC, the big convention at the Gaylord Hotel. So I'm going to be at the CPAC convention. I don't know if you're going to be there, but yeah. So I'm going to be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and just to talk. I'm going to meet people and talk, and I'm going to tell them about my Virginia dates in April too. So, but I'm based in New York. I am based in New York, so people can find me there. They can find me on my website, which is my name, BarryMorgenstein.com. You can search me. I'm very active on Facebook and Instagram. They can find me there. Just look up my name; they'll find me. So yeah, I have all kinds of ways to contact me.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And do you still have those one time that you will be in DC will be in April? What are
April
the other
22nd,
two?
23rd.
Oh, that's the only time for pictures.
For photos, right? Absolutely.
Okay.
Until the summer. Next time will probably be August.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah,
Well,
that's my next dates.
sounds great. Thank you so very much, Barry, again for coming
Thank you.
here, for everything that you share with us. And I hope that people will take to heart, especially for the ones that will be that are discouraged, or even for the ones that are kind of looking for their purpose in life. They know their skill, but they don't know what to do. You gave them a lots of ideas and a lots of encouragement, and we are grateful for it, Barry.
Oh, good. Happy to see you again too. Thanks for having me again. It's always fun.
Thank you. Well, thank you everyone for being here and listening to us. I hope you take Barry's advice to your heart and put it in practice. Not just write it down. So don't forget to return to our courageous leadership for Virginia with Virginia Prodan every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 o'clock Central Time. And of course, you can watch it anytime you want on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcast, Edify Podcast Network, and watch it on YouTube channel. We are so grateful for you. They're grateful that you want to live a life of significance and success. And like Barry said, the most important thing in life is to find your purpose in life, your skill and your talents, and to have that courage to say, I don't believe this job is for me, but I'm going to do the job that I am supposed to do. Give up your doubts, give up your discouragement, and put in practice your skills and talents, and you will have a life of success and significance. Until next time, we are grateful for you. Don't forget to send our questions, our concerns, and everything that you want us to answer for you. Until next time, God bless you. Bye-bye.